previous video, we discovered how architectural grids didn't suck as much as you thought they did. If you haven't watched that video, you know what to do. Go down in the links, watch it, and then come back. But in this video, we will discuss how you can design a living room or a lounge and make your clients binge watch all the seasons of the Game of Thrones. Okay, so let's talk about setting out smart layouts for living rooms. A smart layout is a layout that has the capacity to accommodate more without changing the logic behind it. So based on wherever you're from, you can call it a lounge, a formal sitting area, an informal sitting space, a living room, a majlis. The function of the room is to accommodate people in such a way that they can have two-way conversations without a lot of problem. Or do what we all end up doing in a lounge, watch television. I feel the same way about TV. Now we'll go directly into setting out the logical structure of the room. Remember what we said about the grid being an ordering system? If you haven't been following this series, I suggest you go down in the links and watch the previous video. Let me give you a huge disclaimer before we start. All of the dimensions, information, tips, tricks, everything that I give you in this channel are based on my own experience of being in the field for more than 14 years. And I could be totally wrong, who knows? In other words, if you have a previous disposition or a medical condition, go to Dr. Google and look for standardized ways of doing things. Consult time saver standards, Neufert, etc. Remember that our goal here is to create a residential design system. So take whatever I say with a pinch of salt and do your research before you go deep into applying everything that I say. Having said that, most of the things that I will say do make sense. Number 1. Single sofa grid is a safe 3 feet by 3 feet or 900 mm by 900 mm with a 1 foot or 300 mm area around it for safe measure. This will pretty much fit most of the standardized couch designs from most manufacturers in the world. Just try it. Number 2. Double-seater sofa grid. That's almost double of the single-seater and then some. So we can take 3 feet or 900 mm plus 1 foot or 300 mm plus the dimension of the second seater, 3 feet or 900 mm. Number 3. 3-seater. The same logic applies. Single-seater dimension plus 1 foot or 300 mm area plus single-seater dimension plus single-seater dimension plus 1 foot or 300 mm area. That makes it into a comfortable area that will fit most of the 3-seaters with a healthy chunk left to ensure the fit is nice. Number 4. Center table or side tables. Center tables come in all shapes and sizes, but it's safe to say that the shorter dimension should fit within a 900 mm or 3 feet grid. The side tables are also based on the same logic. Number 5. TV consoles. The only dimension that needs more attention is the depth of the console and how it should fit into our grid. A general provision of 2 feet or 600 mm should fit most of the consoles. So the same dimension generally works with cabinets, wall shelves, etc. Circulation grid. Generally speaking, in a typical lounge, the circulation grid around movable objects can start from 3 feet or 900 mm. For fixed objects that might have operable or openable panels or drawers, in the case of a bookshelf or console, etc. An additional provision of 2 feet or 600 mm has to be provided to allow for clearance just in case the object happens to lie on a primary circulation path. So as you know, there are an infinite number of layouts, combinations and permutations of how a living room or a lounge can be set up. But we like to work with predictable systems that can be applied and altered to fit our requirements. So let's look at some typical types of living room layouts according to our residential design system. Type 1. C-type living area. Typically a C-type layout that faces a wall or a point of interest. In some cases, it could be a window that looks out to a beautiful vista, but most often than not, it's the blurry TV console. 3-to-1 arrangement. As the name suggests, this arrangement follows the number of seating pattern based on furniture. So, a 3-seater, a 2-seater and a single-seater walk into a bar. The bartender looks at them and says, "Not again, you guys don't leave. You sit forever." Type 3. Dual seating or multiple seating. This layout is popular in larger sitting areas when there is a need to create more than one seating zones. So we've just created a way to systemize the layout grids for the design of a sitting area or a living or a lounge. 90% of the times, we can use one of these standardized layouts and then change it around. But the cool thing is, functionally, it always remains sound. So I promise you this will save you hours and hours and hours of work so you can go and watch other episodes of Design Hustle. That's it for now. But in the next episode, we will discover why it feels so good to take a leak in a well-designed toilet and how we can create our own shortcuts to create the best experience. Till then, keep drinking water.